Again, thank you all for inviting me to come and talk to you tonight about the Center for Student Success at UPIKE. I'm always excited to talk about what we are doing. It's new and exciting. Student Success, the office has been around for a few years now. I started in 2009 working on retention and specifically developing programs to save our students or to increase the rate at which our students stay at UPIKE. Over the years, we added one more person. You may know Mandy Stacy. She's amazing. She's there in the back in the picture. And so she started helping me. And then this past year, we applied for a Title III grant, Strengthening Institutions grant through the Department of Education, and we did receive that money. So that's where you see my staff. I have an office of 7 now. I'm very excited about that. We started hiring people and started with that grant in October, and that's how we developed the Center for Student Success. I didn't introduce myself because we already were talking, but I am Ambria Ray, and I am the director of the CSS. We want to get that started. Center for Student Success, CSS, where we provide connections and solutions for success. That's going to be our tagline. So I want to go through this slideshow and show you what we're doing right now and tell you more about our office and our purpose on campus. Again, is to help students be successful and provide them with connections to the resources that they need to persist and keep coming back to UPIKE. Whatever we can do to help, that's what we're there for. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Again, we're doing the CSS, Connections to Resources and Support Services on campus. That's a picture. We're on campus, seems like 24 hours a day. Somebody's there from 5 o'clock in the morning until midnight. And that was an early morning picture coming up the 99 that we just loved. So we stuck it in there. So talk a little bit about our connections that we have with students. The purpose of the grant, the Strengthening Institutions grant, is we wanted to have centralized academic advising for all incoming students. So now all the freshmen will come through CSS instead of starting with an academic advisor. We felt that we'd been doing a great job with a lot of things across campus, but advising was one of those areas that we really hadn't tweaked yet. And it's very important to start with our students when they're brand new and make sure that they get in the correct classes from the beginning, and we have time to explain the whole process. Transition from high school to college can be very tough for many of our students. Some of them are independent and do just fine on their own, but a lot of them need a little extra TLC, and we want to start that with the advising process and make sure that they have what they need. There's some pictures of students in the Student Success Learning Lab. We do have 10 computers in there. It is a computer lab, but there's also some tables that can move around, and you have chairs so that they can create study groups and work on projects. There's some couches in there. It's a really comfy place. It is a quiet place to study. We will use the lab also to do some seminars and educate freshmen as they come in on everything from email, just how to use email and WebAdvisor, sign up for their classes, to search and see what's available, activities and everything that's going on campus. But our goal is just to assist them with setting academic and personal and career goals, so to develop that strong foundation at UPIKE. What's Up Wednesday? Y'all have heard of that. We have relied on help from the Alumni Association in the past. It's one of the students' favorite events. I think we've had a theme. It's been Italian night most every time you've done it, with lasagna and spaghetti and garlic bread, and they absolutely love it, and we appreciate it so much. But What's Up Wednesday is one of the things that we started. Actually, it started 4 years ago. It's a wonderful story. If you haven't heard it, I'm going to tell it anyway. We try to do it every Wednesday night at 8:30. We offer free food to the students just to get them to come in and talk to us, to let them know that we care. We are a family. We're there for whatever they need. And how this got started, actually 4 years ago, was a student, and I didn't realize until this week she's graduating, and I didn't realize that I had never told her that she was the reason that we started What's Up Wednesday. and she said it was fine for me to expose her at this point. Her name is Kara Crow. She's a bowler. She was Champions of Character for Mid-South Conference this year, the Chrisman Leadership Award at the banquet, national champion bowler. But her freshman year, I ran into her in the parking lot, in the visitors parking lot, and she's bawling. I had already met her through another class, but she's just crying and having a horrible day, horrible week. Nothing is going to make life better. And I hug her and I said, Kara, what can we do? What is going to fix this today? And the only thing that was going to fix that was her mom's macaroni and cheese. That was it. That's the only thing that's going to make life better. And I thought, I can do that. I can make macaroni and cheese. I can cook. Yay! So I'm asking her, what, do you do something special? You know, can I call Mom? Can I get a recipe? Does she do like 4 different kinds of cheeses? What? And she's sobbing. And she says, no, it's Kraft in a box, but my mom makes it. Okay, so that got really easy, right? So it just created this light bulb for me that sometimes that's all they need to get on to the next day, to be able to come back to class the next day. And she was not from very far away. It's Knoxville, but you know, a freshman who had never been away from home, that's really far away. So we came up with the idea just to provide needs, to talk to students and see what's going to help them get over that hurdle, you know, move past that obstacle. And What's Up Wednesday started. We started in a classroom, and in the beginning it was only like 40 students, and I could cook for that. My mother-in-law was helping me with homemade chicken and dumplings, and we make lasagna and vegetable soup and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches cut diagonally. They have to be cut right or they won't eat them, okay? I did an experiment. I had a tray of them cut diagonally and a tray of them cut just straight down the middle, and all of the diagonal ones went before anybody touched the other ones. Very odd. But anyway, so we used this, we called it What's Up Wednesday, because we used this as an opportunity to tell students what's going on campus. Like, here's what you need to be aware of the last day to drop a class before you get assigned, at that time, a WF, or something going on with financial aid, or remind them to, you know, fill out their FAFSA. But it's also a good way for me to keep, you know, thumb on the pulse of campus and know what's going on with students and what's bothering them that they don't want to go in and sit down and talk with the dean about. And try to start problem solving there, because we're there with them at 9 o'clock at night, at 10 o'clock at night. And study groups start forming. People create connections there that they would have never met. We've had some really good events over the years. We, at the usually welcome week, the first Wednesday of the semester, we do s'mores and hot dogs. We roast marshmallows, and every year, never fails, we have students who have never done that before. And they're really embarrassed, and they'll come up and whisper and say, Miss Ray, how do I make a s'more? What do I do? And that's awesome, because, you know, that's a learning experience, and socialization there is awesome. But then we were able to work with Nick Jamerson, who's an alumna, and the Sunday Best concert. We worked with everybody on campus for that event. And then during basketball blast-off, we cooked hot dogs and hamburgers. So the events have grown really big, whereas before we were only feeding 40 people, and now it's sometimes 400. A normal event is maybe 100 to 150. So I'm not cooking so much home-cooked food anymore. We do get help with outside groups, local churches, the Alumni Association. Other groups will volunteer and cater and bring food in or do potlucks, but we will, free food, it doesn't matter what it is, they come running. And it's the best way for me to get students to listen to me is to feed them. We really enjoy it. So anytime you want to even just come and be at What's Up Wednesday, we'll be glad to have you. This is one of the events from a basketball game we did. The Orange Out, when Kelly Wells called the Orange Out before we would get ready to play Campbellsville. So we put the t-shirts on all the seats and had a fun event for the students that night. There's just some more pictures of What's Up Wednesday. They like to take pictures and put on Instagram, a lot of selfies. See, we did a group with the communication department, Meet the Voices of Communication. So other departments, the business department has sponsored a What's Up Wednesday before. Just a lot of fun all the way around. That was at the Orange Out night. We had a pep rally before that. That was a huge What's Up Wednesday. any way that we can get involved in students' lives so that they will let us help them with things that they don't even realize that we can help with. We have watch parties for basketball events, free food. What we find sometimes is once students develop a relationship with us and they'll talk to us at events like What's Up Wednesday, it allows us to get more personal. Mandy tells a story of a student who was failing his class because it was 8 o'clock in the morning and he wasn't going. Okay, why aren't you going to your class? And well, you know, but after a few, and she tells the story way better than me, but after a few talks about it, what we found out is that he had lost someone very important to him in his life. I think it was his grandmother, and she had always done his laundry, and his sheets smelled like her house, and she passed away, and he wouldn't wash his sheets because then that smell would be gone. Well, after a long time, they're not going to smell good anymore, and he was very uncomfortable and didn't realize how uncomfortable he was sleeping in dirty sheets because he was holding on to that connection to Grandma. So Mandy was able to unearth this if you peel the layers away, right? And she took his sheets home and washed them, and he started going to class. It's little things that we find out at stuff like What's Up Wednesday. You see, we did one for the bowlers after they won their national. We did that to celebrate their national championship. Governor Patton was there. We had a great time. Gave out free T-shirts. But it's basically providing an encouraging environment to have students feel like they can talk to us just about anything. See, I like to talk about What's Up Wednesday. There's another fun picture for you of the bowlers. And students being silly. No. Leading to solutions. The Learning Lab is one of our solutions. We provide that space so that they can do what they need to do. It just opened this semester, so we didn't have as many students utilizing the space as hopefully there will be in the future. But it is there. So please come up anytime you want to. We're on the second floor of the administration building. I'd be happy to give you a tour. You can just hang out and see what goes on up there in the Center for Student Success. We do work with students on things like time management and study skills. The office serves as a liaison. Other than the freshman advising, just any student can walk in and we're kind of like triage, determine what's going on, what issues, what they need help with, and get them to the right office. We can't do everything, we don't know everything, but hopefully we can get them to the person who does. Walmart Wednesday. Also, Wednesday's a fun day for us. We work, maybe 16 hours on Wednesday. But that's another solution that we provide. As we grew so fast as an institution, we have students from so many countries and states here who don't have cars on campus. And in the very beginning, especially in the fall semester, they don't always have any connections to anybody. They develop relationships with teammates or suite mates. But in the beginning, a lot of times they don't have anybody, and sometimes you just need something from Walmart, right? And we tell them you can walk to Velocity and get groceries and snacks for your room if you need to, but sometimes you need a mirror or a rug or some toiletries or a video game. So on Wednesdays at 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock, we provide shuttle service. We just drive a van and take them to Walmart, let them shop for an hour, and bring them back. They don't have to sign up for it. There's no charge for it. It's just a van. It's the Walmart Wednesday van. And we usually take about 10 students every Wednesday night. Sometimes we'll only have 1 or 2, but sometimes I'll have to make 2 runs at 5 o'clock because the van is completely full. It just depends on what's going on. Just some extra pictures of the shuttle service there, and our students having a good time. We also, in Student Success, on the second floor of admin, we have the Campus Involvement Center, where counseling services are provided by West Care, Kentucky. Those are free of charge as well. We do refer students there for a variety of issues. Mandy and I like to say we're really good at being good listeners, pep talkers, prayer warriors, but sometimes people need a little extra tender loving care and tools. I've not been trained as a counselor, so I don't always have the tools that students need to work through issues in their lives. So we have a counselor on campus that we can refer them to. They don't have to go, but many times we'll walk them over there and introduce them, or they make appointments on their own. The counselors also offer substance abuse counseling and alcohol abuse counseling and mental health counseling. But what they've utilized the service for more than anything this past semester, I think, has been grief counseling and test anxiety. Big issue for some students. They've done some group therapy sessions on test anxiety to provide people tools with, breathing techniques and different ways to get through a really stressful situation. We also work with all students on academic probation. So if they have less than a 2.0 GPA at the University of Pikeville, they are on academic probation and they're given a semester to turn things around. So we provide individual attention to those students and set up an academic plan for them to get back on track. We evaluate their transcripts, see what went wrong, and where we can help them not make the same mistakes and make better choices academically. There is a whole program involved with that. It is voluntary. We can't make them. We can't kick them out of school or anything if they don't go, but we're there to help. And again, a lot of time management and study skills comes into play with that. But we're just there as a resource. We do have meetings with those academic probation students every couple of weeks, and we do academic progress checks every 4 weeks, because we get midterm grades right in the middle, but a lot of times we'll have students say, well, I don't know what my grade was in the class, I don't know where I stand, so we have them do an academic progress check with the professors every, 4 weeks into the semester, then we get midterm grades, and then another 4 weeks. And then just make sure that they have access to resources like tutoring. We send them to the tutoring sessions. We take them over there sometimes. The ACE program is awesome on campus. So we just try to get students where they need to be. Success. Epitome of success, second degree, sitting right here on the front row. Hopefully through the connections that we've provided and the solutions that we've provided, it leads to success for our students. We have a lot of success stories. We have several students who are happy to give their testimonial about how the Center for Student Success has helped them. It could be things like with Cara, with macaroni and cheese. But then we also have students who come here and this is their last chance to make it. And they'll come with no sheets for their bed. They come with no coat and sometimes only one pair of shoes. So sometimes we serve as what you might think of as a family resource center. I have a budget for student needs, depending on what those needs are, and there is a large variety of needs. So these are just some of the things that our students have had to say about how much we love our students. You can come and vent to us. Pep talkers and prayer warriors, that's what Mandy says. But that's us, that's my staff. I tell you just a little bit about that. Almost all of us are graduates of UPIKE. I graduated in 2006 with an English degree, and then I got my master's degree in English. Mandy Stacy is a Pikeville College UPIKE graduate with criminal justice degree. Matthew Crisp, psychology and business administration. And Eric Mobley graduates this Saturday as well with his business administration and sport management degree. Sarah French came to us from IT, and she's finishing her graduate degree right now as well. And Megan Childress, she graduated with an English degree and now with counseling. It's her master's degree. And then Jessica Harris is our office manager, and she's a UPIKE alum as well. So we have an office full of people who bleed orange all day long. There you go. I'll tell you a little bit about student success and what we do. Basically, we're just there for the students, whatever we can do to help them. Sometimes it's not easy being a student, is it? We have a lot of really motivated people who don't need us. Never walked in the office, have you? No. So there are students that I don't know on a personal basis because there's never been a need. We're just there to cheer them on. We try to be as visible as possible at all events, whether it's an academic team meet or a sporting event, just to let students know that we care about what they care about. And we're involved with you, so let us help you whenever you do need us. Maybe you don't need us right now, but you might later, and I just want you to know that we're here. And we do it because we love UPIKE. We love the students, and it's a calling. Moving forward, just a lot of projects, any ideas that you have on what we want to do is be a connection to the community as well. I know there are other things in the works that are not necessarily in my office, but we do help students with networking in the community when it comes to even part-time jobs while they're here or jobs when they do graduate. So networking opportunities, always What's Up Wednesday. And mentoring, you know, anytime if you have a heart for that, then we would love to be able to connect students, even if it's an informal connection, just introduce you at a ball game and you know, if they're interested in that particular path, whether it's their chosen career or ministry or whatever. Those are things that are just off the top of our head, but I think that would be awesome. I would love to develop, you know, a program where we do that and it's organized with people who want to sign up and care for, be a foster family, basically, for even just a semester, if not a full year, to our students who need it. And we could talk about developing guidelines or the group that we want to target with that. I have visited another university or college where they do that just for dinner. They sign up who wants to have dinner this week with, you know, a student, what's going on. Even if we didn't start out that big, I know there's a lot of informal things that go on in the community right now over holidays, Thanksgiving dinner. You know, we have students, international students, that don't get to go home or go anywhere for that matter. We have students that are just, they're not international, they're just from far away and they don't get to go home for Thanksgiving. So we do try to meet those needs between the coaches and us to know who needs what. But if we had a program that we said, here's what it's called, here's what we do, if that's something that you need, let us know and we'll make sure it's done in August instead of waiting until November or whatever the event is. That would be amazing. That is key to them being successful, is feeling connected to the campus, connected to the university, but also connected to the area. Well, that's one of the complaints that our students have, is they don't have a place to do that. We don't have a kitchen or area on campus where they could go and cook a meal or cook something healthy if they wanted to. So they would love the opportunity to have a night here and there where they got to come and cook. So we'd love that. We can do that too.
That'd be something like that too, maybe if they did have a relationship with the host family, that it could turn into, okay, you're coming over tonight the students are cooking, you know.
Yes. I love that.
I don't want to eat Gabe's cooking.
You don't?
Not students like Gabe.